I always say selling on Alibaba.com is kind of like being at like 5 trade shows at once.
We've been able to seal a lot of deals just using the platform.
About 50 to 60%. My export business comes from Alibaba.
Going from doing one order to doing 20 or 30 orders in a 1 or 2 month period, the platform speaks for itself. That's just weight in gold.
I mean, when you do a good job with Alibaba.com, buyers from everywhere around the world, they will know about you. And I can now develop and export my product in over 45 countries.
Once I started with Alibaba, I was able to reach people all across the world, like Tanzania and Kenya and Africa and the UK and Germany.
I'm selling product in UAE, Saudi Arabia, Great Britain, and a host of others. I wouldn't have reached those customers without Alibaba.com.
Selling on Alibaba.com has gotten easier than ever, introducing our new flexible payment plan options. When you sign up for an Alibaba.com seller membership, choose between paying annually or quarterly. Regardless of which plan you choose, get the same seller service and all-encompassing suite of features that make us the world's leading online B2B marketplace. With 0% commission taken on sales, keep the customer relationships you make and profits you win. Conduct business the way you want to. Build the business you've always wanted, now with more flexibility than ever. Let's make it easy to do business anywhere.
Sell on Alibaba.com.
They made the onboarding process very, very easy. Once I paid my fees, after that, I don't need to worry about anything. If you have a product and you want to sell on international market, I would say you should not wait. You should just reach out to Alibaba.
We've been able to seal a lot of deals just using the platform. The best thing that Alibaba does really is the support that you get, because it's a whole new world once you get on the platform. Eric Cross and his team, they really helped me and my team navigate the website, you know, what to do, what not to do, the best practices. So that really, to me, is like one of the greatest assets to being on the platform.
I think US-based sellers have a huge opportunity, specifically because there aren't that many of them. And we had a dedicated customer service success manager who was incredibly knowledgeable about the platform. And he honestly almost became a teammate. And I have no doubt that anyone else who is going through that process is going to have a similar experience.
Alibaba.com team is absolutely amazing. They were always there, making sure that I understand the platform. They were smart, very reactive whenever I had a question, and they were so patient. And as I continue to grow the business, they continue to connect me with experts to help me with specific business questions.
Why we got such a fast sale, I would attribute it to Alibaba's onboarding team. They've done a really great job building our store for us, and that's one reason why we're so successful, is they know what they're doing, so we trust them to do their job.
Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Chen and welcome to our webinar today, Supercharge Your Brand Visibility with Alibaba.com. My name is Jessica and I'm a marketing manager here at Alibaba.com North America. Usually we're in the New York office, but actually we're here at Alibaba.com Co-Create, coming live to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we begin talking about this really important topic, I first want to get to know you guys a little bit more. Thank you so much for showing up. First, with a brief little poll. So here we go. So let's learn about you first. So what are you looking to do? Presumably you're here, it's because you've heard about us or you want to learn more about us. And so if you are on Alibaba.com, what would you like to do? Selling products, sourcing products, both selling and sourcing, or neither? Our platform is super flexible. So actually, depending on what purpose you're trying to do, you can actually use a platform in a number of different ways. So yeah. Okay, thank you so much. So it looks like a bunch of you guys are here to both sell and source, which is really interesting. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what kind of questions you'll have throughout this webinar. Actually, this brings me to a good point, is that during this webinar, you can use the Q&A box during any point to enter your questions, and we will address them at the end, at the Q&A session at the very end. But yeah, during any point, you can put forward your questions there. Okay, and stop sharing. Okay. And then the next question is, what kind of business are you? Are you a manufacturer or a wholesaler, distributor, or retailer or other? This will help us tailor the content of this webinar towards your needs and stuff. So thank you so much for answering. I'm going to wait another maybe 15 seconds. Yeah. It's always really cool to see the different kinds of people who are watching. Okay. So let's share the results. So it seems like most of the people here today are retailers. I'm kind of curious what other means, and that'll be really exciting to learn about. But we do think that brand visibility is important regardless of which role you have in this whole B2B sales cycle. But yeah, so last, what would you like to learn from us? So I feel like most people, when you come here and hear this topic, you might have a different part of this topic that you're interested in. This will help me and also our speaker, David, later figure out what parts you might want to address in the Q&A. But are any of these things important to you? Whether or not why B2B e-commerce companies need brand visibility, how to increase brand visibility on a budget, how to use Alibaba.com specifically, our platform specifically, to increase brand visibility, or how to reach international markets, because Alibaba.com is really great if you want to conduct business internationally. So yeah, there we go, and poll, share results. So it looks like most of you guys are interested in increasing brand visibility on a budget. And actually, I know that David had some really good slides to talk about how Alibaba.com and using us as your brand visibility platform is actually very good for budgets, and also how to reach international markets. So great. Thank you so much. So that's the end of our poll. And now that I know a little bit more about you, here's a little bit about us, just in case you want a brief overview of some of the things you can do on our platform.
Unleash infinite business opportunities with Alibaba.com, the world's largest online B2B marketplace. With over 40 million active buyers, 300,000 daily inquiries, important business deals are being made around the world all the time using our platform. Best of all, we take 0% commission on your sales. By signing up as an Alibaba.com supplier, you keep the money you earn, every single cent. Now is the perfect time to sign up. Professional onboarding services can get you started faster and with less stress than ever. Take advantage of classic Alibaba.com features, such as attracting buyers from over 200 countries and regions to your online store, where they can reach out with inquiries about your products. There's also no need to worry about language barriers. We translate your store messages into 15 languages so you can communicate with the world with ease. Proactively net orders by browsing and responding to sourcing requests on the Request for Quotation or RFQ market. Any relationships you gain from reaching out to sourcers on the RFQ market are yours. Finally, attain exclusive data-driven insights and 24/7 customer support from our team right here in the USA. We'll help guide you to success using proprietary insight gained from our over 20 years in online B2B sales. Because of these features, Alibaba.com has become the wholesale B2B platform trusted by US suppliers. Grow with us no matter your business type. Now it's easier than ever to start selling with our new flexible payment options. Let's make it easy to do business anywhere. Sell on Alibaba.com.
I hope that was really helpful in understanding some of the things you can do on our platform. I'm going to briefly now go over the agenda today. So first, we're going to have a very brief overview over what Alibaba.com is. Then we're going to go into our main topic. I'm going to hand it over to David, and he will talk about how to supercharge your brand with Alibaba.com, and also why Alibaba. And then the power of Alibaba.com is about why our platform in particular is very helpful for this and what you can do with it. And then 4 is how to start selling and how to get started on our platform. So yeah. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up David. Yay. David is our senior account executive. Thank you for joining me here today.
Of course. Thanks for having me, Jess. Also, hello to all of our participants. I'm David. I'm on the growth team here at Alibaba.com North America. Excited to talk about how to supercharge your brand utilizing the full suite of our platform. All right, so about Alibaba.com, just want to give a quick introduction. I know you guys watched the video previously, but just want to share a little bit more information about our platform. So Alibaba.com, we are the world's largest B2B platform. Now, I'll mention it again later, but the B2B e-commerce space is about 6 times that of B2C. So for brands, really tapping into the world's largest B2B platform really is a key factor to supercharging your brand. But most importantly, to help suppliers like yourself get to that level of success that your brand truly deserves. So on a global scale, we're the home to about 40 million active buyers across the world, with the United States being our largest buyer base of roughly 13 million. So roughly 30% of our traffic comes from solely the US. Now, hence why it's my team and myself's primary objective to obviously recruit more North American-based suppliers to meet that increasing demand. Now, our service expands to over 200 plus different countries with close to 6,000 different product categories. So as long as we're treading within the legal boundaries on our platform, you'll definitely find it on Alibaba.com. So unlike any other unlike any other e-commerce platform, we like to position ourselves more so as a digital trade show that never goes offline. So when we're thinking about standard trade shows, the sole purpose is that you're getting that brand visibility, right? You got people walking around, seeing your product, and you're generating some leads. But quite frankly, when we're thinking about, that return on investment for traditional trade shows, I'm not too sure if it's worth it. You could spend anywhere in the 5, 6 digits if you're looking for brand sponsors. For what? To maybe have a couple thousand people see your brand, to maybe generate a handful of leads. So to combat that issue, Alibaba.com, we like to position ourselves as a digital trade show that never goes offline. So it's your brand front and center. You got 40 million active people walking around. And although we can't guarantee you sales, and quite frankly, I don't think any e-commerce or really any platform in general should ever guarantee sales. But since we have that network of 40 million active buyers, since we have that data, since we get that traffic, we're able to guarantee you impressions and clicks. So the brand visibility piece, but the bread and butter of Alibaba.com is that we connect suppliers like yourself to quality buyers across the world. So to our main part today, supercharge your brand with Alibaba.com. So for this session, I broke it into 2 parts. First, of how Alibaba.com can help you find new B2B customers. And the other half would be how you could utilize the full suite of our platform to generate extra leads for yourself. So first and foremost, I want to focus most of our attention to our robust advertising system. So big picture on our platform, we have 3 different types of advertisements: premium sponsored ads. You'll hear me refer to them as PSAs. Then we have our keyword ads, KWA. And finally, we have our sponsored brand ads. So starting off with our PSAs, if you look at the example on the left, it looks like this buyer searched up the keyword milk powder. Now, if you direct your attention to the first search result, you could see that small crown next to the product name. That's how you know it's a PSA. Now, what PSAs are is that as a supplier, you have the ability to purchase out the sole rights to a keyword for a duration of a year. So in this case, this supplier purchased the keyword milk powder. Now, whenever someone across the world, no matter where they're searching from, no matter how they search you up, if and when you own that PSA, only you yourself is guaranteed first results on the search results. Now, second part, we have our keyword ads KWA system, really identical to all the digital advertising methods out there, cost per click, bidding mechanism. But what's unique about ours is 2 things. One, we happen to be Google's #1 client in terms of keyword ads. So what we've done is that we've purchased pretty much every single commerce related keyword out there from Google. So we're able to offer the same keywords that obviously work on Alibaba.com to our customers for a fraction of the price. Why? I mean, our bread and butter is B2B. It's all about buying in bulk at a lower price. We did that with Google, so we're able to offer it to our customers at a discounted price. But the best part here is that we actually use the same iteration as Google. So what that means is that if you have keyword ads, if you're bidding on one of our keywords on Alibaba.com, those same keywords will obviously show up on the world's largest search engine, Google, as well, but obviously on Alibaba.com as well. Now, next part, we have sponsored brand ads, actually a very new initiative that we launched. Very excited to share this information. So if you take your attention to the far left mobile example, obviously, as I mentioned, the first search result with the crown, that's our PSAs, right? Buy out the rights to it. Anyone searches that keyword, first search result is yours for a duration of a year. Now, on top of that, if you look at that strip of banner, right, that banner ad, really the same mechanism as our PSAs. You have the right to purchase out a keyword for a duration of a year, but instead of that search result, you'll be on top with that strip of banner. The banner, really, as a supplier, you have full control as to how you want to customize it. People tend to have, obviously their brand logo, their brand name, maybe some different products, maybe a QR code to your website, or maybe a link to your landing page. So really, sky's the limit here in terms of really generating that brand visibility when you're really utilizing the full suite of advertising solutions that Alibaba.com is able to offer. Now, the second half of our conversation, I want to shift our attention to how you could utilize Alibaba.com to generate more leads. So normally on our platform, the bread and butter is that these buyers will see your advertisement, they'll see your search results, and then they'll submit an inquiry, and that's how that connection is made. But instead of relying on that to gain, that extra lead generation funnel, you're also able to tap into the different types of solutions that we have to actually directly reach out to the buyers yourself. So the primary example would be the request for quotation market or RFQ marketplace. So pretty straightforward. The way this works is that let's say, Jess, for instance, you are a manufacturer of water bottles, right? And let's say I'm Dasani, I'm Aquafina, right? For some reason, I don't like the supplier I have, and I'm looking to find a new supplier that could create, 20 tons of the finest water bottles within a month. So what I'll do is that I'll go to the RFQ marketplace, I'll put in my inquiry, and just as a supplier that has access to the RFQ marketplace, you could actually set alerts to specific keywords. For instance, for your case, if you are the water bottle manufacturer, you'll have alerts for, let's say, water bottle, plastic, bottle. So you'll get alerts for those requests. You'll see it, and you will come directly to me saying, hey, this is my business. This is my storefront. We're a manufacturer out of the United States. We create water bottles. Let's do business. So just another added way where you could generate extra leads for yourself without solely relying on that inbound traffic coming from your advertisements. The second part is our keyword trends. Really the back end, the data that Alibaba has, very robust and also our biggest asset. And at the end of the day, I like to think of us as a data broker, right? We like to leverage that data for our clients to make sure that you guys are really, again, accomplishing that level of success that your business truly deserves. So one of the biggest examples would be the back end keyword trends. So as a supplier, you have access to the back end data analytics, specifically the keyword analysis portion. So you're able to see, what kind of keywords are hot, what's not, what kind of keywords are buyers looking for? What kind of products do these buyers look for? Where is that traffic generally coming from? All that data is there for your perusal. So when it comes to strategizing your business plan, or whether it comes to, what kind of products to sell, how to, expand your brand, really utilizing these analytical features will give you that extra edge to really accomplish that level of success. Now, finally, we have data analysis for your products. This is more so talking about the service that myself, as your go-to consultant for your Alibaba needs, as well as your account manager, will help you out. So we have access, as well as you. We have that visibility as to see the back end of your store, to understand what that performance looks like. So we'll be able to give you, a lot of tips and tricks on how to increase your brand visibility, how to generate more leads, how to generate more impressions and clicks. And ultimately, that comes back to our initial point of how do we supercharge your brand, and how do we help you get to that point where you're able to see that level of success that every business owner in North America deserves. So I could talk all day, but I think really the best example here is to listen from one of our successful customers on Alibaba.com on how he was able to utilize the full suite of our solutions to really generate that extra leads and also promote his brand and accomplish that level of success that he's enjoying right now. So as I mentioned earlier, the B2B e-commerce industry about 6 times larger than B2C. So if you're at a B2C position or where you're a little hesitant on whether or not you should go B2B, or if you're already doing B2B and you're relying on different platforms, whether that's ThomasNet or even Amazon.com, definitely understanding this idea and understanding why you need to join the world's largest B2B platform with over 40 million active buyers and what that could do for you. I'm hoping the next example that we have of Tony Christofi, the CEO of Wholesale Jewelry, understanding his testimonials and his success story will convince you a little bit and give you, that persuasion that you need to become a supplier onto our platform.
Hi, I'm Tony Christofi, CEO of wholesaleJewelryWebsite.com. The job as a business owner is to push the company into new markets and to move product. We have over 1 million pieces of jewelry that are ready to ship. So I had to think of a way to have a farther reach without actually going anywhere. And the way to do that is B2B. We export to 5 or 6 different countries right now. There's a lot of e-commerce retailers looking for new suppliers that are reliable. I think reliability is key, and there's not a lot of reliability in the market. And I think having a great platform with great SEO is very important to our success. They say opportunity only knocks once. So when Alibaba decided to launch in the US, I thought it was a great opportunity for wholesaleJewelryWebsite.com to be available to 40 plus million buying consumers, which is just unheard of. I mean, if you just look at it in percentages wise, if you get a fraction of a percent, you're going to be doing just fine. And I think the RTS is what's made us so successful so quickly, because our products are on there with our inventory attached to it, ready to ship today. Another thing I like about Alibaba is I don't have to focus so much on SEO. They have an inboard program that does it for you, so it makes it really easy. So I don't have to worry about Google ad spend, Facebook ad spend, Instagram, Pinterest. I don't have to worry about all that, because as long as you're a really good communicator, they're going to put you to the top of the feed because they want the best for their consumers. Why we got such a fast sale, I would attribute it to Alibaba's onboarding team. They've done a really great job building our store for us, and that's one of the reasons why we're so successful, is they know what they're doing, so we trust them to do their job, and they did it really well.
Wonderful. So that was Tony Christofi, owner and CEO of Wholesale Jewelry. I hope that gave you a better understanding of what, success actually looks like on Alibaba.com. So if you're interested in more seller success stories, more testimonials, feel free to check out our YouTube link, QR code right there. Should give you a better understanding of what that level of success these suppliers on Alibaba.com were able to accomplish, utilizing the full suite of our solutions and also the help of our onboarding team. So the final part, how to start selling. So if you're at the point where you're a little bit interested, or if you know for a fact that you want to get the ball rolling, this part's for you. So big picture, on Alibaba.com, we have 3 different types of membership. And as mentioned in the video earlier, unlike any other e-commerce platform, whether that's Amazon, Etsy, Walmart Plus, we don't take a single dime off of your commission. 0% commission, close a $20 million deal, we won't even touch a single penny. I know Amazon, for instance, takes anywhere from 8 to 45%. Imagine you take that much commission off of a B2B transaction. 8 to 45 doesn't seem that much when you're buying, 1 to 2 products, small quantity, B2C capacity. But when we're talking about B2B, we're typically talking about, the pallet load, container load, truckload. 8 to 45% on that adds up a lot. So instead of that, the way we monetize is through an annual subscription. Big picture, we have standard, premium, and verified supplier. Now, if you're starting off for the first time, I do recommend the premium or the standard. The verified, it's more so for our larger level enterprises, people that are already, very familiar with that e-commerce world. But to kind of sum up all three of our memberships, you get that onboarding support. Now, what that onboarding support is that you get your own dedicated account manager. Account manager, really their roles and responsibilities is to help you throughout your entire journey with Alibaba. So think of it as if you hired a Alibaba, expert to help you out with your business. And especially with the cost of employment, cost of labor these days, these prices, you're getting a great deal. So account manager is really from step one of setting up your mini site to posting products on your behalf, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, and the same thing Tony Christofi mentioned, everything throughout your Alibaba journey, it's their job to help you out. Their success metric is ultimately your success. Your roles and responsibilities here is obviously the biggest one is to respond to inquiries on a timely manner, but then also provide that general direction for our account managers so they'll be able to support you throughout your entire journey. So with that being said, those are the three biggest, the three different types of memberships we had. I want to hand it over to our Q&A session. Happy to answer any questions the audience might have.
Hi, David. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation so far. Let's go. If you have any questions, you still have time to submit them to the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen. Let's take a look. Also, if you also want to register for next week's webinar, there's another really cool one. I just put the link in your chat box, and the next one's called Export Globally as a Small Business. So it's specifically geared towards small business owners, and there's going to be a special guest named Federico Salviti, who's the Chief Marketing Officer at Webadoo. So if you want to register here, you can access the link. Also, if you want to talk to David privately, and because I feel like a lot of the B2B stuff, and correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the B2B stuff and how you can use Alibaba.com is highly specific to every company. So if you want a free consultation, you can also scan the QR code on screen right now, or you can also book a meeting with him using the Calendly link that's also in the chat box as well. Okay, let's see. We have one question by Razy. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. What types of sellers are on your platform? Are there mostly cheap sellers, or are there high-end brands as well?
Well, great question. So as I mentioned earlier, we're the home to close to 6,000 different product categories. You're going to find cheap stuff like, I don't know, socks that worth, a cent coming from China, all the way to industrial machinery that goes tens and hundreds of $1,000s. So really, it depends on the category you're talking about. You could find really, again, as long as we're talking about the legal boundaries, you'll find everything on our platform.
Yeah, especially because because a lot of B2B is wholesale, so prices can get kind of low per item because, it's you can have large batches of products at a time. Mm-hmm. So it depends on what you mean by cheap products. But also at the same time, we do have name brands on the platform as well. I think there's some rather big clients before, if I remember correctly.
Of course. We have, the big players like Microsoft, or the world's largest privately held company like Cargill, all those suppliers on our platform. Their biggest issue is that they don't have the supply to fulfill the orders. They're getting these inquiries. They're getting these crazy requests from overseas and also domestically asking, can you do this for us? But it's just too big. That's their biggest problem. And quite frankly, I think that's an amazing problem to have. And also going along with that question that you asked earlier, just want to share a little bit more data about what our buyer profiles look like. So from a percentage perspective, about 22% of our buyers are manufacturers, 28% are retailers. I'd say about 42 to 45% are distributors, wholesalers and resellers, and roughly 5% are other. So drop shippers and all the other people that don't really fall into those three big brackets.
So there's a lot of that as well. And also you can look at the pricing and stuff. And like, obviously, if you're going to be selling on the platform, you have to be able to invest this much money each time. So every year. So that's really helpful to know. Also, I see that Luis has like raised his hand. So like, if you have a question, Luis, please. Oh, I see you found the Q&A box. So it says, I am new. Look to see if I can sell a SIM card product service. I need to test. For your price, no one can afford what solution you have. So I guess it sounds like maybe this is a situation where it might be useful to have like to schedule that free meeting with David, because he can probably walk through like how that would work. You want to give more information on what your meetings are usually like, or?
Yeah, so please feel free to utilize the consultation link. Happy to provide, these industry-specific data, whether that's, the average amount of order values, the average amount of transactions, impressions, clicks, leads generated, all that information, very specific by category. And also, if we're talking about SIM card and, those kind of services, so again, 6,000 different product categories, and you'll be surprised. You don't have to have a tangible product. Services, whether that's, logistics services, cleaning services, insurance, all of that falls under a separate category called business services. So even though you might not have a tangible product, again, legal boundaries, anything can be sold on our platform. So happy to walk you through what that big picture looks like.
And also, like Luis kind of mentioned in his question that it might be like the annual membership might be too expensive, or like it might be too big of a financial investment. So are there any other budget-friendly options you would like to talk about, David?
Yes. So actually, I want to say about a month ago, we rolled out a new program. Well, it's not really a new program, but instead of having our potential customers opting into that annual package, the package that starts off at $3,500, we understand, it's a big financial commitment. I mean, granted, in the grand scheme of B2B, $3,500 really isn't anything, but of course it's hesitant, right? It's hard to make that commitment without understanding what that full potential looks like. So to combat those issues, and we've heard your concerns. So I want to say about a month ago, we rolled out a new program. It's our quarterly memberships. Same thing. It's the standard membership, just broke it into quarterly increments. So instead of opting into a year, you'll be charged at 3 months. So your membership will renew every 3 months. But the good thing is, with our standard quarterly memberships right now, we're actually incentivizing our new customers by giving them that premium onboarding service. So I believe it's our head of customer success, Brett, out of Pasadena. He only services, the verified supplier members, those people that are spending at least, 22 to 30 grand on their annual memberships. He himself will be in charge of your onboarding. So guaranteed you'll be able to start off on that right foot, and you'll really be able to see what potential success on our platform looks like. So just want to throw that information out there. But obviously, if you want to learn more, feel free to use that QR code, book some time on my calendar. Happy to walk you through that success story.
Yes. And also, I think like a lot of times it depends on I think you briefly mentioned whether or not you have like the resources to have your own e-commerce team. If not, like our Alibaba.com team members in the US can also kind of act as almost your e-commerce team, but it just depends on which membership it is and how much work you would like us to be able to help handle. Yeah.
Of course.
Racy has another question. Does your platform sync with Shopify?
So not at the moment. So we don't have an official partnership with Shopify. I know our little sister brand, AliExpress, does have a direct implementation with Shopify. But the reason why we don't have that integration with Shopify for Alibaba.com is because Shopify users, generally speaking, the majority of them are operating at a B2C capacity, right? They're not talking about pallet loads. They're not transacting in, truckloads, container loads. So that business model overlap doesn't really exist with Alibaba.com, the B2B side of things. However, we do have a open API access. So for tech companies or, e-commerce, SaaS companies, people, maybe if you have that integration set up on Shopify, you'll be able to utilize the backend and then connect the two to themselves. But from an official standpoint, Alibaba.com is not supported with Shopify, at least for the moment.
Okay. Yeah. Are there any other questions? If not, it is like we did say that the webinar would be half an hour long. It is like 5 minutes past time. I do want to respect everyone's time. So if everyone is good, we can wrap up. Remember, the QR code is right on screen for if you want to talk to David privately. I also sent his link, his Calendly link through the chat. And if you want to learn more about the platform, please sign up for our next week webinar. It's next Wednesday at the same time. So 2 p.m. Eastern or 11 a.m. Pacific. Ooh. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Luis, for setting up a call. We do appreciate it a lot. Yay! Thank you.
Excited to talk to you, Luis.
Yeah, because we do understand. We do understand that the platform is a little bit complicated and every business and industry is a little bit different. So these meetings are actually super helpful for people to understand what they can get out of it. Yeah. So please sign up. But yeah, anyway, if we're all good, then I think we can wrap up. Are you good, David? Anything else? Any last minute things you want to share?
I think I'm good. Excited to talk to potential new clients.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for meeting us today.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.